just get started with some nice squats, okay? Keep your back as straight as possible and just bend down. I'm just going to do 10 of these, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now with this exercise here, a couple of ways you can do it. You can put your hands on blocks, you can put your hands on your legs, or you can go without your leg. But basically, your knee is on the floor here, and you're going to try and lift up to build strength in the hip flexor. And don't get excited. Get off. This is my leg, okay? Alright, so it's up to you. Put your hands on blocks and do it. Put your hands on your legs here, or you can have hands up, okay? Just going to do 10. Ready? 1. Nice and slow. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. And then switch sides. Again, up to you how you set it up. It's quite a hard exercise, but it does warm the hip flexor up. Okay? And go for it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we're going to do my favorite for warming up the hamstrings. It's up to you how wide you have your legs. Okay. Again, my advice is start with your legs wider and build, work them closer together. So hands on the floor or hands on blocks. Bending the knees generous and straightening your legs. Ready? 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, again, when I do these movements, sometimes I don't know how difficult they are for everyone else, but this is a movement to help work on your hips. Again, if you find it too difficult, again, maybe something you can come back to. But what I'm going to do in my squat, I'm going to try and drop my knee down and then bring it back. And then drop my other knee down and bring it back. So if you need to put your hands on your hips, that's fine. You know, blocks in front of you to do it, that's fine. Whatever you need for support, okay? We're just going to go back and forth 10 times. So ready, 1, and come back. 2, and back. 3, back. 4, and back. Keep your chest forward. 5, back. 6, back. 7, back. 8, back. 9, and 10. So that helps to warm the hips. Now we're going to look at the calves. Now they've got this thing where they, if you get, because they say walk the dog doesn't mean you. So we've got this walking the dog, which you can still do if that's intense when you calf. What I found is if I straighten one leg and then sort of kick back like a back kick and then change leg, it just puts a bit more pressure on the calf and helps the warming up a little bit better. So it's up to you. You can do the traditional walk the dog if you want, or you can kick back like I'm going to attempt to do, okay? So into your stand dog. As you lift one leg, push the other leg into the floor. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit down on the floor. And we're just going to do a couple of exercises in the butterfly stretch. So the first one is to make circles and try and roll on your glutes, okay? Again, another bit of kit I suggest everyone gets is a lacrosse ball or a yoga ball, because when you do some of these exercises and put it underneath your hip, it can sort of massage that tight area, okay, and change direction. 2, and you're right in the way of the tail. 5, and for some of you, just putting your hands back here might be extreme. If that's okay for you, lift your hips and just rock your hips back and forth, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Now we're going to do a little one for the quads, just to warm up the quads. And if this hurts your lower back, don't go back so far. So for some of you, just putting your hands on your hips, going back a little bit, and coming up will be enough. Maybe touch your heel, that might be enough. But for the full one, if you take your hand far back behind you and then back up, that's going to build strength in your quadriceps and your hip flexors, okay? So try and keep your shoulders and waist and knees all in line. Okay, so go over one shoulder, 1, over the other shoulder, 2. Just go back as far as you feel comfortable. It is quite a workout. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Let's do a little bit of flossing of the muscles now, because it is starting to get a little bit warmer. So we start doing some deeper stretching. Okay. So we're going to do about 10 flossings, and then a hold, and then we'll do a little balance to see where we are. Okay. So grab on the inside of the foot, try and take it in front of you, straighten the leg, and bring it back 10 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hold at the top, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't forget to breathe. And the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and holding up there, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now for me, this next test is the ultimate test of flexibility, core strength and balance. Okay, so if you don't have these 3 things, that's okay. But when you can do that, it's a good symbol of your flexibility. So for some of you, just lifting your feet up like this will be a challenge. So just stay there. If you can straighten them a little bit, like that, a little bit more, or if you can fully straighten your legs and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic, guys. That's brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to get my block for this. Where's my block here? I need my block for this next one. If you don't have a block, just grab a pad or something. But I don't need it for this next stretch. So let's start off working the hips, and then we'll go into a deeper hip stretch. Okay? Because again, I have all these stretches in my head, but I forget about them, and then suddenly something reminds me. Okay? So you're going to be here on all fours, trying to keep your back straight, and just doing in to out circles with your leg. Stay in front, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we just look forward, what I'm going to do, the leg that was doing the circles, I cross over the other leg. I then separate my feet a little bit, grab my block, and sit on it. So if you ever like, how do people get into that weird knee over knee stretch? This is the easiest way to do it. Now for a lot of you, just sitting like this will be agony. So try and breathe through it. If you're okay with it, try and take the hands forward and just take 3 to 5 deep conscious breaths. Cool, and come back. Danny, if you get annoyed, I'll put you in your bed. You get kicked again, okay? So, taking the circles the other way, okay? On the other leg, into it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to take this leg over the top. And sit back onto the floor if you're really flexible, but I find sitting onto a block is a little bit easier on the hip. So again, if this is extremely painful for you, stay there. But if you feel like you can just slowly ease your hands forward, again, take another 5 deep conscious breaths. Fantastic. Now what we're going to do now, I've done this a bunch of times, so if you've done this before me, that's great. But as the weather's getting warmer, I'm going to hold stretches for longer, okay? So these are about 7 or 8 stretches that you hold each one for a minute. And the idea is after about 30 seconds, your body starts to get used to the position. And then once we've done these 7 stretches, we're going to go through a yoga flow and see if you're a little bit more open than you're used to after holding these deeper stretches. Okay? So show a bunch of variations for you, but each stretch is a minute. If it becomes too much for you, you can always come out of it. So again, if you've got your yoga blocks, or pads, or pillows, or anything else like this, when you first lean back for this quadricep stretch, what you can do is put your back onto the blocks, and then it's not so bad, and then slowly, there's no leg for you there, Danny. Cut it off, okay? We're just going to lie back onto the floor, onto the blocks. The main thing is do not let your lower back or your knees shouldn't hurt, okay? Feel your bodies if you want. I'll just use it as an example, okay? Ready, so 1 minute lying back, okay? And, oh, where's the 2? That's a minute. Ready, go for it. So just lying back and chilling out. Trying to relax. I know it's difficult in these extreme movements, but try and let everything go. Deep breaths. And each breath out. Just tell your body to chill out. Not to worry about anything. A minute's a long time when you're holding the stretch. And rest. So the next one now we're going to do is sit in our straddle stretch position, but actively try and turn the toes to the back of the room. Okay? Sit up straight, so if you need to sit on a block, That's fantastic. But again, you put your hands behind you, hands on your legs, hands forward, and try and take that active breathing, arching the spine, and out. I purposely tend not to do these stretches in the winter months when it's colder, because I find in the cold weather your body doesn't relax. As the weather gets warmer, your body starts to accept the temperature more and go with it. So I'm trying to do these particular stretches every day now, if I can, if I have time to do them, because I find that just sitting and being for a minute in each position can really help out. Out. Now you're going to pick one side. So for example, one side is going out like a frog stretch and the other leg is going out like a side kick. Now you can either be active like I am with hands off the floor, or if that's too intense for you, you can have your hands forward on the floor or on blocks. I'm going to try and stay active with my shoulders over my hips. The reason being, this point here where the hips are really tight, I'm trying to get that bit to chill out. So whatever's tight, whatever's causing you a problem, I know it sounds silly, but try and breathe into that area that's tight. And if you need to come out the stretch at any time, that's fine. That's it, Anna. Good. That's it. Halfway there. So I've got a little bit of movement on my leg now. So after 30 seconds, it's kind of going, I'll let you go a little bit further. But if you feel like you've got to try not to fall out of it, just try and come out of it gently, because again, if you fall out of it, what that tells your brain is this was a mistake, and your body will try and protect you from that motion because it thinks you're in danger. You've got to trick your body into saying, no, this is actually okay, we're okay with this. Now, that leg that's bent, we're going to flip it the other way around for either 90-90 or pigeon pose. So again, with the pigeon pose now, I could keep it active, but I'm going to fall forward. If the dog lets me. The dog's making you happy, distracting you, and now your muscles are stretched further. See, it's all part of the process. Win-win. Okay, come out of that. Remember which side you just did, and bend the other leg. Again, hands on the floor, hands on blocks, or hands on your hips. Try and make sure everything's on a straight line. So this knee is in line with that heel. Halfway there. See if you're opening up at all. If you need to put your hands down on the floor, that's fine, but remember to come out the stretch gently, don't fall out of it. One, and then turn that foot around the other way. The 90-90 or pigeon pose. remember to put a block underneath your hip. If you feel yourself falling towards your forward leg, just put a block underneath that hip to support yourself. Okay, cool. Now there should be room. So if you come to the front wall here, if you three go to this wall here, Emma and Mike, if you go to that wall here, and Jade, if you come to the front wall as well, there should be a wall for everyone. So position yourself, I suggest, over this wall here. 1, 2, but you need to spread out. That's it, that's it. Fantastic. Okay, that's it. Yeah, just move down a bit, Jess. You're okay. So basically, guys, what happens is, I'll just demonstrate this quickly, you guys can do it. Can't do this with a big class, but basically hips against the wall, legs up, and just let your legs fall out to the side for a minute, okay? Alright? That's it. Your hips as close to the wall as you can, and then feet go out to the side. That's it. That's it, Jess. If you just move to your left a bit, that's it. You've got plenty of room. Right, see, let me move Prince through. Do the work and chill out. Okay, and then bring your feet together for a butterfly pose, and bring your feet as close together as you can to your hips. And if you want, you can actively push your knees towards the wall, which will be quite nice. Okay, and then come away from the wall gently. There are 2 more stretches in the sequence, then we're going to do a bit of yoga to finish off the class, and some shoulder stretches. So this one now, just to explain, is called a lizard pose. So you've got your basic lizard pose on your hands. A sort of medium is forearms to block, or forearms to mat lizard pose. Okay? Give it a go. We'll just do 30 seconds each side on this. Okay? Ready, and go for it. What have I done to this? Get off. Get off. And switch sides. Okay, right, now that you've opened up, done those deeper stretches, we're going to go through all the yoga positions and just see if you feel like you're more open, okay? So, we're going to go through quite quickly, try to go through all the standing poses. So, breathe in, breathe out, hold. Breathe in, lift, breathe out, jump, or step back, into plank, lower down, up dog, into down dog, lift the right leg, sweep it through to your front hand, your back heel down, warrior one, 2 breaths. Bring the back foot across, warrior 2. Lean over your front leg, extend the side angle, and again you can take the variation of putting your hand on a block on the floor in front of you or behind you. Lift back up, tip the front palm, reverse warrior. Straighten the leg, tip forward. For triangle pose. And again, if your shoulder's coming forward, just lift your front hand up a little bit. Okay, now, I would recommend using a block, but bring your back leg in slightly, bend the front leg, come up in a half hand pose. Feel free to stay here, or you can bend your leg and grab hold of the top of your foot for a quadricep stretch. Okay, I'm going to take the leg back down into warrior 2. I'm going to bring the arms forward and go into runner's pose. We're going to put the opposite, let's go into a prayer first, and put the opposite elbow outside the knee, the twisted prayer. Put the hand down to the forward block. See if you can straighten the front leg, 20 degrees. Bend the leg, the hand on the hip, bring the other leg forward. Opposite hand on the block now. Come up for twisted half moon. Most of you just stay here. You can turn in your chest and your trunk. Turn ever so slightly, but don't lose form. Grab that foot towards you want. Twisted. Stretch. Put the foot down. And back to the floor. Now your front toes are facing forward. Turn those toes out away from your hand and turn your back foot onto the outside blade of the foot. From here we're going to lower the hip, push it to the floor, and then lift. Only if you feel you've got to strengthen your shoulder, come in to side angle. turn forward into plank, optional vinyasa, up dog, down dog, and we're going to do everything on the other side. So left leg up now, sweep it forward, into warrior one, take the foot across, warrior two, forearm down, side angle, back to warrior two, foot front palm, reverse warrior, straighten the front leg, tip forward, triangle pose. Bend the front knee, use your block, put a foot forward, half moon pose. Feet stay there, bend the leg. Release that, slowly tip down. Warrior two, bring the hands forward, runner's pose, palms together, twist, then drop the hand down on the block of the floor and look up at your top hand, try and make a straight line if you can. So Emma, change your hand. We're twisting now. It's okay. Put your hand on the block. It'll make it easier. Other hand. And turn that back foot on the ball of the foot. There you go. Fantastic. Now, straighten that front leg any amount. Feel the stretch in the hip and the hamstring. And then put your hand on your hip. Hand on the block again for twisted move. A lot of you looking at the floor, chest to the floor. If you can turn any amount in your trunk, it's going to increase the stretch. And again, if you did it on the other side, try and reach for that foot. You put the foot back down, hand back down on the floor. Start to turn that front toe away from you. Turn onto the blade of the foot. And lower the hip down. And lift up, and only if you're strong enough come into side angle. If you're not strong enough, just leave the leg down. That's like a good modification. And then hands down. One final vinyasa. And then bend your knees and come into a child's pose. Okay, we're going to finish with a little chest and shoulder opener. So if you want to watch me first, so you can see what happens. So I'm lying on the floor, and my one hand is out straight. This leg then kicks over. Now with this hand, I'm going to push into the floor. I'll show you from the other side so you can see both sides. This leg kicks over the top, and with this hand, I physically push it into the floor. We're going to do 3 sets of PNF, okay? So whichever side you want to do first, that's fine. This is a good shoulder and chest opener, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to push both hands into the floor and try and push myself off the floor for 5 seconds. Ready, and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. And push. Relax. Relax. last time, and push. Cool. And change sides. The other arm straight down. Other hand, kick the leg over. That's it. And pushing your hands into the floor. Ready. 1, 2. And relax. Go a little deeper. And push. And relax. One last time. Push. Okay. So quick experiment. With my arms straight, I've got quite a lot of movement. Just for fun, try and bend your arm into a 90 degree and try and do it again. A lot harder, okay? So again, I'm pushing, kicking over. Oh, now the outside of my shoulder, I feel like I've got no movement at all. And try it on the other side. So again, bend the arm in an L, try and kick the leg over. And there's a pinch right on the outside of my shoulder that I'm like, I can't go any further. Excellent. Okay. Sit up. What we're going to do is, if I can show you, one heel comes in close to your groin, but not all the way. So there's a little triangle gap where your legs are. With the other foot now, rest that on top. So for those people who can't do the fire log or the double pigeon, this is like a happy in between. Guys, if you're waiting reception, we'll be there now, okay? And then either sit here, if this is intense for you, or breathe and stretch forward. Come out of that, and then same thing with the other leg, put it close to the groin, but a little triangle, put the other foot on that triangle, either sit here if that's intense for you, or stretch forward. Again, if you feel nothing at all, that's when you start to need to do the full double pigeon, aka fire log. But for those of you like, oh, the fire log's too much for me, it's too intense on my ankle or my knee, that's like a good halfway point. And a good way of sitting as well. Okay? Thanks guys. That's 45 minutes. Well done. Charlie, just wait a second, wait a reception a second. We're almost finished with the class, okay?